All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Kettlehead Brewing Company, and they're out of both Tilton and Franklin, New Hampshire, and this is their Elvis Lives. So they're calling this one a milk stout, brewed with banana, peanut butter, and milk sugar, aka lactose. It comes in at 11% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review. This can is just under 7 weeks old. I want to give a huge thanks and a shout out once again to a couple of very good friends of mine and fellow beer tubers, Dan and Mike over at FLX Beer Reviews, for this beer. So big thanks to them. In the description box, I'll post a link to their channel, and I'll also at them. I'm going to at their channel. They're all about the ats. But yeah, they hooked me up with this one after the 2023 Rochester Real Beer Expo, which was a beer fest that we all attended back, I think it was on June 10th in downtown Rochester, New York. Kettlehead came to the event and they sent Dan and Mike home with some goodies, and they threw me a couple cans. I reviewed their Pulpy, which is like their flagship New England IPA, pretty solid. And they also gave me a can of this. Now, full disclosure, I had this on tap at the beer fest itself, but I was about 15 pours deep, so I don't remember much about this one other than I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 on Untapped, but outside of that, I don't remember much about it, so that's why we are going to review it. They're obviously trying to go for an Elvis sandwich in a milk stout form, or I guess Imperial Milk Stout form. So anyway, let's crack this one open, get it in the glass. Go check out the FLX boys if you're not subscribed or haven't checked out the channel. Two guys that have a lot of fun reviewing, talking, chatting about beer, and they are very kind individuals as well, because they always hook me up with great stuff. I try to, reciprocate to some degree, but can't always do it. But they are always very generous when it comes to my channel and hooking me up with different beers. So this is poured out a bit lighter than I anticipated. Has like a very deep dark brown color. We're gonna go about like that. I just want to be able to get my nose in there, and this is a big beer, so I don't want to accidentally just drink too much of this one. Throw it over here, and we'll do something like this. We'll give it a little bit of a shake here in the Trillium glass so we can muster up a head. So yeah, that is in the glass, a deep dark brown. On camera, it's going to look pitch black. It has a chill haze. This is out of my darker beer fridge, but today is a super humid day outside, so you're getting all that condensation on the glass. Had about a finger of a straight up brown, or I guess you could say mocha colored head that is now dissipating to a thin film, probably because of the adjuncts. Alcohol sheets everywhere, 11%. Hold up to the light. Yeah, this looks more like a cola in the glass, like a deep dark unfiltered cola. But yeah, it looks nice. Let's get a nose. Yep, that's banana and that's peanut butter. Yeah, so it's basically in order. It goes banana, peanut butter, and then like a deep, dark, sweet milk chocolate. Or should I say milk chocolate in between like milk and dark. So not quite as sweet as a milk chocolate, but also not like a straight on dark chocolate. A little bit of vanilla in there, probably come from the lactose, maybe from something else like the malt. There's a bit of a roasted kind of malt quality, a little bit of like a roasty, toasty coffee going on as well. It smells sweet, rich, and decadent, but not over the top. This doesn't smell too much like a pastry stout, which, I mean, essentially this is Imperial Milk Stout, and you're brewing it with banana, peanut butter, and lactose. This is essentially an Imperial pastry stout, more or less. But it doesn't have the big, vibrant, over-the-top sweetness that you'll sometimes get not only in the nose, but in the taste of a pastry stout. I can't smell 11%, which is nice. What's funny is each time I go back, I'm getting more like authentic banana and authentic peanut butter. Like I'm getting like if you just had like a natural peanut butter, right? Not just like a natural peanut butter. I'm getting that more like roasted peanuts. And then the banana is almost like I just peeled the banana and I'm going in to take a bite. You even get like the banana peel a little bit as well. Yeah, it smells really good. I like that it doesn't smell over the top sweet. And again, I had this one on tap. Don't remember much about it, but I did enjoy it, so I'm hoping I enjoy it here too. Anyway, cheers everybody. Thanks again to Dan and Mike. I appreciate that it's not crazy sweet. Is it sweet? Yes, it's 11%. There's 2 different adjuncts. There's lactose. It's going to be sweet, but it's not cloying off of that first sip. It definitely is. It has a nice, like soft booze kind of feeling as it goes down and continues through the palate and then even down into your stomach. Like you just feel like this slight warming sensation as I'm taking a sip. Body on this one, I'd say lower side of full into medium full, 11%. It's definitely thin. I thought with the lactose, the body mouthfeel would be kicked up a notch, but it's not kicked up enough where like I'm super impressed by the body. It's fine, but it's a bit thin for 11% in my opinion. The mouthfeel, however, there is some carbonation here, mild to moderate carbonation, but it does have a soft kind of feel to it, and it's definitely smooth and creamy from the lactose. Nice. Yeah, so I'd say medium full body, so a bit thin, and then the mouthfeel is really nice. That smooth, creamy sensation I'm getting is really welcomed right now as I'm drinking this. It just enhances the enjoyability factors, I like to say, of this beer. The taste, it's pretty complex, but it's also like not overly complex. Unlike the nose, first thing that hits me at the front of the palate is like a slight roasted kind of malt roasted coffee. There's a roasted kind of toasted malt quality at the front of the palate. As it passes through, I get hit in layers with banana. Peanut butter, which is more, again, like roasted peanuts. So again, more of like an authentic peanut butter. And then there's underlying like sweeter dark chocolate in the taste. A little bit of vanilla mixing in. That's all at the forefront. As it continues through the palate, all that sweet, decadent, crazy, rich goodness starts to kind of dissipate. And then on the back of the palate, I'm left with this slightly earthy, I'm going to say, yeah, slightly earthy. Yeah, slight earthy, mild bitterness. Very mild. There's also a little bit of dryness left on the palate. But this finish is sweet. This entire beer is sweet. Is it too sweet? Not for me. I'm going to drink the rest of that. I'm going to, feel quite good because it's 11% and it's pretty boozy. But because I can taste the booze on the palate, like the finish has like a little bit of a stringent booziness. It's not like over the top, but it's noticeable. Because of that, I'm going to take my time with it because each sip, you get that every single time. My chest is, I won't say on fire, but I have a warming in my chest, into my stomach. Like it's definitely noticeable on the palate into the rest of the, into your body. Like it definitely is warming. So they don't have the 11%, but that's fine by me. You can't always do that. And I feel like, again, it works in this beer because it kind of stops me from wanting to drink this too quickly. Yeah, very nice flavors, a really awesome mouthfeel. Body's a bit thin. Overall, I think they've done a really nice job with this. Is this my favorite Elvis, themed beer I've ever had in terms of, the whole peanut butter and banana kind of mixture? No, I've had better in the past, but it's very drinkable. I do dig it, and I will say this. I think this is definitely a sharing beer. I get another person, maybe a couple more. Everybody get like 5 to 8 ounces of it, and I think that's a perfect amount to kind of drink on this one. Like I said, I have no issues drinking the rest of this. It's just too much of one thing, I guess, is the way to look at it. Like it's very. Earlier I said it wasn't rich, right? But as I keep on sipping on it, it's definitely a little bit more rich. But I like it. It's nice. I can't go crazy high on this one. But at the same time, I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Untappd. I'm going to give it slightly higher than that rating. So Elvis Lives from Kettlehead, no issues giving this beer right here a high 4 out of 5 and go 4.1 out of 5. I think if the body was a little bit better, this would be like a 4.15 or a 4.2. As is though, I really do dig it. I had it now twice and I liked it both times, but definitely on a fresh palate. This is definitely better, and you can tell. Price point availability, I have no idea because Dan and Mike gave this one to me. So if anybody picked this one up and you're in New Hampshire, let me know what you paid for a can or a 4-pack or however it's sold. And same thing with the availability. I have no idea with Kettlehead. I'd imagine they could distro throughout maybe New Hampshire, but like outside of the state, I have no idea. I know they're trying to get into New York at some point, so that would be cool, and I'd love to pick up more of their stuff. But outside of that, I couldn't tell you anything really about them in terms of their price and availability. So if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you thought about it. I think it's a really well done, again, Elvis, sandwich themed beer, I guess you would call it. And I would like to see a little bit bigger body and maybe, I don't know what else I'd like to see from the base beer, but I think as is, it's a good beer. Just that body needs to be kicked up a little bit for the drinking experience. You're drinking something 11%. I want it to be a little bit, not necessarily thick and chewy, but just a little bit bigger. I think it would work a little bit better, especially considering there's lactose in here. So huge thanks once again to Dan and Mike for this beer. I appreciate it, boys. Like I said, go check out their channel. Great channel, great dudes. Hook me up with a damn tasty beer. I appreciate everybody stopping by. To the next one. Cheers.